What's up guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Amos. In this video I'm going to show you guys all the trades you could have caught today on Wednesday, September 10th, 2025. So let's get right into the daily recap. So today I took one trade, one winner with my VIP members, and it was this trade right here. So as you guys can see, we have a 15-minute bullish fair value gap right here, and I can also see that we have a nice sell side liquidity pool sitting right here, okay, which is this swing low. I can also mark out this swing low as being my sell side liquidity. So I have two levels right here that I just swept and closed back inside the range, which tells me that the sell side is currently being respected and that we're delivering from bullish Peter arrays. Good. So now I know that we are rejecting sell side and we are also delivering from bullish Peter arrays, which are two confirmations that we are bullish. We also have an unfilled 15-minute bearish fair value gap, which tells me that there wasn't a fair exchange in price between buyers and sellers right here, and sellers were so aggressive that there is low volume right here. And since there's low volume, then price would need to rebalance in order to have enough fuel to go up or down in the market. So once I saw this candle, that this candle basically couldn't close below the previous candle's low and was rejecting sell side, I knew that my drawn liquidity became the high of this candle, which is also the internal 15-minute bearish fair value gap. So now, am I gonna long right here blindly, basically predicting that we're gonna open higher into this gap? No, I'm gonna wait for the new candle to open right here and give me a sign of aggression to the upside. So any order blocks, breaker blocks, or inversion fair value gap is being created, so I can long back towards the most recent high or this unfilled 15-minute bearish fair value gap. Sorry. So right here, if I go down to this 1-minute chart, you guys can see that we already swept sell side right here, but also we created that 1-minute inversion fair value gap. Was that a good trade? In my opinion, it was a good trade, but it was definitely a trade that was a little bit premature, because this 15-minute candle didn't close. So it could have basically went down aggressively and wouldn't give us that kind of confirmation that it gave us on that 15-minute print. Right here, we can see that it closed back inside the range, which told us that buyers were being aggressive and that those sellers were being absorbed. So now my job is to look for signs of aggression to the upside. I'm sorry, I'm losing my voice. So looking for signs of aggression to the upside in order to scalp this internal bearish fair value gap. So right here, of course, this is the close of this candle. A brand new candle is going to open. So what did I wait for? I wanted to see price going higher to create a break of structure. So I would judge this break of structure being high probability in order to create a new high in the market. So right here, let's wait to see what price did. And right here at 10 a.m. it opened higher. So I knew I had bullish order blocks being created while also having a really good target above me inside a macro. Also, it was the 10 a.m. so the 950 to 1010 macro. So I went in longs right here on the pullback to this order block and went for the basically the 15-minute unfilled fair value gap scalp. And right here, as you guys can see, in 3 minutes I ended up hitting my target for a 1-to-1 risk to reward. Was that a really good scalp? In my opinion, it was possibly the best scalp on the day. And of course, you could have basically taken this scalp from this 1-minute IFVG, which is what I show, but inside this macro right here, it's super volatile. So in literally 4 minutes, this candle could flip extremely bearish and start selling back off all the way to here, which would basically it wouldn't give you as much confirmation to go along if there's no unfilled gaps close to you. Okay, the reason why it was such a good trade in my opinion was that we were rejecting sell side, tapping a 15-minute bullish for value gap, and we had that candle being an inside bar candle. So basically, like, not an inside bar candle, but being a pin bar candle with an unfilled fair value gap above us. So we knew the drawn liquidity was this internal fair value gap, and then we wanted to find confirmation back towards this unfilled gap. So this was the play, the A+ play today that I ended up taking. But let me just show you guys another trade you could have caught. So right here, let me just go here. We had a 15-minute bearish fair value gap being formed. So once you see those fair value gaps being formed, you want to look for the confirmations when you enter inside this gap. You want to see, okay, the sellers are being aggressive right here on the higher time frame, so I'm not going to sell here immediately predicting that they're going to step in and create new lows. I will wait for aggressive signs of buyers inside this bearish zone, and then if we can inverse the bullish fair value gap being created inside this 15-minute bearish fair value gap, then I will go short for a 1-to-1 risk to reward because I know I'm with the higher time frame order flow. So now let's go down to this 1-minute chart and let's wait to see if there's any confirmations to go short. Right here we push up again aggressively, and then right here possibly, was there any 5? Yeah, there was a 5-minute inversion for value gap right here. Of course, it's a high time frame, the 5-minute, but also the 1-minute was looking pretty clean. There was no gaps whatsoever right here. There was only one singular gap on the 1-minute chart. So here, as you guys see, we are respecting this 15-minute gap. Even if we pushed up super hard, we are closing back bearish and respecting this 15-minute gap, tapping this bearish order block. So now on this 1-minute chart, this 15-minute candle is going to close right now and gave us the confirmation that we are still within this gap right here, within the level that the sellers should have stepped in order to defend their higher time frame position. So right here, as soon as you close below this fair value gap, you have the confirmation that you will see some downside for a 1-to-1 risk to reward. So right here you could go short, stop loss right above this candle's high, and go for a 1-to-1 risk to reward back to the downside like this. And as you guys can see, in 2 minutes we hit our target. And why is it such a good trade? If you enter a trade and it takes 2 minutes for you to hit your target, it means that the levels you had basically to make the analysis and to confirm you that it was the exact timing that you should have stepped in the market, and you know the delivery was super fast and aggressive towards either your stop loss or towards your take profit, it means that your analysis and your scalp model actually makes sense and has a substance in it. If it takes 25 minutes to hit your target and it's a 1-to-1 risk towards scalp for 5-10 handles, then there is a huge problem. Okay, you're not trading the right thing. So right here, as you guys see, we tap this 15-minute bearish value gap, bearish order block. We're closing back inside the range here. We inverse this 1-minute gap, so the leg that created the sweep into this 15-minute fair value gap right here, okay, had one singular fair value gap, which was this bullish gap right here. So now we can trust the fact that the buyers will look at it right here, and if we're truly bullish, we should respect the zone in order to create a new high. But if we're bearish though, we will disrespect it, which will create new lows in the market. So this was the second trade you could have caught today. Now let me just see if there was anything else you could have caught right here. So not any really good trades you could have caught other than those. Those were basically the A+ setups, and then of course we had a nice long opportunity right here. Let me just make sure you didn't have any really good shorts here from this 15-minute bearish value gap. I wasn't paying close attention to that earlier this morning. So let me just see if here on this 3-minute chart, so no gaps, so no good setups here. But there was a really good setup right after that. So right after that, as you guys can see, we have an unfilled fair value gap right here. And as you guys can see, if I go on this 1-hour chart, we just tapped this 1-hour fair value gap perfectly. So then we tapped this 1-hour fair value gap. We basically went down super aggressively, forming this 15-minute bearish fair value gap. What does that mean? It means that right here there is an imbalance in price, basically saying that sellers were so aggressive that price right now is not at its fair value. Okay, there is an inefficiency above that price needs to rebalance to extremely fast because the price is inefficient right now. So now right here, as you guys can see, this candle can't close below the previous candle's low, which signals that there's a lot of buyers. Good. So now I know that my draw on liquidity becomes this internal fair value gap, since basically when you create bearish fair value gaps, you want it long towards those to basically see them being filled aggressively. As you guys see right here, there was an opportunity right here, another opportunity right here also. But of course, there is multiple opportunities to long towards a bearish unfilled 15-minute gap, but you want to wait for the best ones in order to have the best win rate. So right here was a good scenario in my opinion. You had an unfilled gap right above you. You were selling off pretty aggressively. So then if I go down to this 1-minute chart, what am I seeing? I want to wait for signs of aggression from those buyers and basically an order block being created. So right here, if I go to this 1-minute chart, exactly right here is the moment where the new candle opened and we created that order block. Okay, what is an order block? It is basically only a break of structure to the upside, basically a bullish order block, and we have a really good target above us, which is the unfilled 15-minute fair value gap, so an inefficiency in the market. So now what do I want to do? I do not want to chase price right here. I want to wait for a pullback towards this break of structure to long for a 1-to-1 risk toward back towards this unfilled gap. This is my target. This is my trade. I have the right amount of confirmation to tell me that we should rebalance here. Okay, it is always about the timing. It's not necessarily about structure all the time. Time is super important, and the reason why we should long right now is because the 15-minute fair value gap, bearish fair value gap, just got created. So if we have confirmations that we are breaking structure to the upside towards an unfilled 15-minute gap that just got created, then I could put my stop loss right below this candle's low and aim for that 1-to-1 risk toward once we create this unfilled 15-minute. Also, what do I have here? I have this 1-minute IFVG being created. So I had a lot of confirmation that was telling me, all right, Amos, you should go along back towards this 15-minute unfilled gap. So right here, you either wait for the pullback basically, or here, since you inverse the gap, you could also put your limit order just right here. Okay, for the the pullback towards the IFVG, which is a good support level. So right here, and then 1-to-1 risk toward back to the upside. And as you guys can see, in a few minutes you hit your target. So this was again this was 3 trades you could have caught today. Really good trades in my opinion, all using the same framework. So we're using liquidity, we're using unfilled fair value gaps on the higher time frame, so 15-minute, and also basically 15-minute for our targets. We're using also 15-minute candles to tell us, okay, are the sellers aggressive, are the buyers aggressive, are we closing back inside the range that basically that would give us a little bit more confirmations that the level is strong and that the sell side is being respected. Also looking at liquidity levels, higher time frame gaps that we're bouncing from. So this is in my opinion the best trades of the day, and that had the exact same framework behind them that is repeatable and that has true edge. Appreciate you guys so much for listening to this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed and learned something new. If you want to see me live trade this strategy every single day from 10 to 11 a.m., make sure to hit this link down below to join my VIP Discord called Pockets Full Trading, where I live trade every single day. Also, if you want to see me live trade on YouTube, I live trade on Thursdays and Fridays from 1 to 3 p.m. EST. So appreciate you guys so much. And also, if you guys want to check out a prop firm, make sure to go with Tradify. They're by far the best prop firm in the game. You have access to accounts where you don't even need to pass any evaluations. These are the accounts that I trade, 550k Lightning accounts. Appreciate you guys so much, and I see you guys on the next one. Peace out.